Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more than we'll see. And we'll live, and we'll grow, taking steps into the unknown. There we will find the essence of life.
Up next on Live It Up is a behind-the-scenes look at Big Daddy's golf outing. I was able to interview a whole lot of celebrities. Let's go inside.
We're very excited about the Big Daddy first annual celebrity golf classic.
I was told, hey, you have an aneurysm. We've got to do something about it, and this is the doctor that did something about it. Now I'm giving back, and I'm trying to help the doctor and the hospital build an up-to-date, super-scaled center.
They'd gathered at the Oheka Castle in Huntington.
Look at that castle. Big Daddy, you nailed a great venue.
It's an unbelievable place. They're being so generous with us, and it's going to be one big party.
The Big Daddy Golf Classic on Long Island. A lot of celebs playing for the Brain Aneurysm Center at North Shore LIJ.
The stars are out in Long Island today for the first ever Big Daddy Classic.
I brought in all my friends like Mr. Ronnie Lott, Michael Strahan, Bill Hemmer, Mike Tyson. We got a whole A-list of celebrities.
Jason Kidd and Michael Strahan were among the celebrities taking part in the Big Daddy Classic, a golf tournament to benefit an important North Shore charity.
In addition to the hospital funds raised today will also help fund doctors who work in impoverished communities worldwide.
With us now is Mr. Michael Strahan. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Well, pleasure to have you here. This morning it was pouring, and now it looks like it's clearing up, and I think we're going to try to squeeze in a few rounds of golfing. What made you want to help Big Daddy?
I mean, Rich has been one of my great friends for years, and always supported me in everything I've done. And of course, I want to support him, and he's gone through, you know, an aneurysm and had the surgery, and it's scared all of us. And if we could just all come out and help him and help someone else who's in need and with this, why not? I mean, we love him, and he's doing a great thing for a lot of people.
When you were coming up playing ball, did they tell you how to protect yourself, or did sometimes things just happen? It's
something that you learn as you go along. It's a coaching. You're taught how to tackle. I remember being taught how to tackle. Now I think that's probably a lost art form and something that we need to get back to. But the only way you're going to change a lot of these tackling things, because there's a big issue about concussions and players, football players, but we have to start at the grassroots. We need to teach our kids a little differently, you know, how to tackle, how to protect themselves a little bit better. And I think that will improve the problem.
Are you still in touch with kids that you played ball with when you were little?
Yeah, I'm in touch with a few of my, like when I was 7 and 8 years old, I'm still in touch with a few guys until when it was in college, yeah. So I'm still in touch with quite a few guys.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've learned about Rich is that once you meet him, there's a bond, and it just feels like you've known him forever.
Well, he has a face that once you see it, it's hard to get it out of your mind. so once you meet him, you feel like you know him.
Right.
And one thing I noticed about Rich, which is why, you know, he's been one of my great friends, and I've always supported him because he's not somebody who just takes. He's more of a giver to people. He doesn't like to ask you for anything. And so for him to ask, you know, it means a lot to him. And I think that's why he has the turnout of people that he has, because everyone realizes that about him.
It feels like everybody came here for the right reasons, and it's fun to watch all the different athletes spending time together, especially when someone meets someone that was a legend to them.
And he has, you know, from all different genres. I mean, you got Mike Tyson to Bernard Hopkins, guys who, you know, I look and go, wow, amazing. And guys that I watched before I was able to become a professional athlete, and kind of to see those guys, to see other football players that I played with, against, and guys who played before and after me, and hockey players. I mean, it really is amazing to get around some of these athletes, because no matter what the sport, you always feel like there's some kind of connection there.
Right, there's such a camaraderie of goodness, and it's great to see all of you guys coming together to do such an important thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
I appreciate it. One thing about Big Daddy, he is shy and misunderstood.
You've heard it here on Live It Up. Stay tuned for more. With us now is Bernard Hopkins. Welcome to our show. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Glad to be here.
We're here at Big Daddy's golf outing, and how did you decide to participate in this event?
Well, first, the aneurysm and dealing with the brain, and I'm a professional boxer for 24 years, and fortunately and unfortunately, part of my sport is to attack the head. His personal battles with aneurysm, it was something, a no-brainer for me to be involved and to be here. The brain and the aneurysm is very, very important, and you must pay attention to yourself and to your body for signals of anything that can or will go wrong.
As a boxer, how do you protect yourself? Do you have to like keep your left hook up?
Absolutely, you're told that and you're trained that way, but we all know that eventually 45 minutes plus of fighting minutes, you're going to get hit. So we know that's going to happen. In football, you're going to have a collision. And a kid is riding a bicycle, 9 out of 10 is going to have a collision. Basketball, high school, college, football. And, you know, you must pay attention and you must protect yourself and wear the equipment. I mean, you know, a lot of times it's macho for guys, you know, we don't want to ride a bike. I mean, I don't want to ride a bike. Well, I'm thinking it's a silly helmet on. But that helmet can save our life. You have to be conscious of being protected the best way you can so you won't have these problems. Or in sports where you're feeling some kind of way, you're having some out of the blue headaches, you know, get it checked out. Get tested, or get checked out and see a doctor.
Now, you also train your brain, like you train your muscles. You shared with me that you have a passion for reading.
To me, it's an exercising of the muscle. It has nothing to do with lifting anything. It has nothing to do with how fast you run or even the really hard exercise we do to condition ourselves. So to me, when I was told to puzzles, to figure out crossword puzzles, to figure out certain big words or spelling words, or even reading, which is the basic but very important, because what you're doing is you analyzing and your brain is working and the signals, and then you read and then you pronouncing, and all these things are exercise, and that's the barbells of muscles lifting in the brain. So when you work the body and you don't work this, it stays still like water never being moved from one position, it automatically evaporates, it disappears. And that's when other problems come along when you don't exercise this muscle, which is the signals of your whole body. So to me, you must have that type of, I guess, training in everything else you do in life. You must take care of every part of your body, especially the computer. Yes. The computer is very important to protect. In the ring, out of the ring, in school, out of school, anything that you can do to protect the brain and you know, do the right thing, it'd be good for you in the long run.
You've had a wonderful career in boxing, but it's just as important to educate yourself and to lead by example.
Absolutely. I mean, education is always important. It gives you a fighting chance. It gives you a bidding chance. It gives you a chance to fulfill all the dreams and hopes that you have in life. Without that, you're a handicap. Without that, you're putting yourself back many, many years in this fast technology of computer world. So the stakes are even greater than myself. You're too young to know about this, but it's greater now to be 4 or 5 years back than 70s and 80s and the 90s. So we live in a different time now when things are moving rapidly fast. And so I speak to some young adults and I speak to some younger kids, and some adults need it. And I also needed to remind me 5 years to come. So yeah, education is very important. I really believe that in everything. I didn't have it earlier. I had to get it late, but I'm glad I got it when I reached this level of finance and also decision making, and listen to the right good people that's there for you, not because. Not because. They're there for the cause.
You know, I'm having so much fun with you. I could just like talk to you all day long. So thank you very much.
Let's do it. Listen, we're not on the clock. We're at Big Daddy's event. We're here in Long Island talking about the brain, keeping it safe and keeping it healthy. The muscle.
That's right. Right. Be cool and be smart.
And read.
With us now is Mr. Gary Sheffield. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are
Thanks
you?
for having me. I'm good. How you doing?
Good. We're here at Big Daddy's Golf Outing, and it's really a celebration of good people doing good things. And what brought you out here to support today?
I've known him for a long time, and one thing that I was always intrigued by him is how kind he was as a person. He's an easy guy to like. You know, he's always a caring guy. He's always been a caring guy, and when I heard about his story, I was intrigued. I talked to the doctor, and the doctor told me, you know, he was telling me how he was listening to some rock and roll music before he went into surgery. And he was explaining to me, like, when people have this illness, the only thing that his job is to get it right. You know, he didn't have no signs of any problems. He was walking around normal, and he felt something in his ear, like he was like losing his hearing. And the doctor was like, you know, only thing I could do for you is get it right. And that intrigued me, because it's like that pressure moment in sports. It's like you have this opportunity, you either get it wrong or you get it right. And we're talking about somebody's life. And that's what drove it, you know, home for me. And when I found out about it, I was like, whatever you need from me, I'm there. And, you know, 1,000 times over.
Well, I think that's what most people do. You know, here he is, he went through a challenge, he overcame his challenge, and all he really wants to do is give back. So I think that's why most people say, yeah, whatever you need.
The one thing that I did ask him, I said, you know, why were you so calm in that situation when you found out? We was around him, and we was teasing him, talking crazy to him, you know, like guys do.
Right.
And he was sitting there knowing this problem exists, never let on. And that's different.
Yeah, I think that's character, true character.
And when I saw him during that time, it's like when I look back on it, it's like he didn't have a worry in the world. Like he knew where he was going. And so to know that you're going somewhere else and to come out okay, I mean, I know he's enjoying life probably better than anybody.
I love the surprises and the serendipity of life.
Absolutely.
You know, I try to focus on good, happy images, and good seems to come. How did it feel like when you became a father, creating so many things in your life, but creating life itself?
That's, wow. It's almost like when you look at the whole grand scheme of things, it's like I'm bringing in a new life, and it's part of you. That's your DNA. And when you know that, it's like whatever you think about in life on a negative, if something happened negative, you always focus on your family and your kids to get through those moments. And I think that they're meant, that's why they say everybody is meant to be here.
Yeah.
Who's here, you're meant to be here. And so when you look back on, when I look at my kids, I say that, you know, they're meant to be here. And whatever I'm going through, whether it's negative, positive, whatever, I focus on them. And that's what gets me through it.
I really appreciate you coming out today and talking about things other than your career.
Absolutely.
And I do appreciate that. So
Yes,
thank you very
thank
much.
you.
I really appreciate
My
you being
pleasure.
here.
Thanks for having me.
So stay tuned to more on Live It Up. With us now on Live It Up is Mr. Mike Tyson. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Thank you, man. I'm doing well. I'm living it up.
What made you come out and support Big Daddy? Is he a friend of yours?
Yes, Big Daddy's an awesome guy. I met him on a few occasions, but more than that, the cause that he was doing it for was just overwhelmingly dominating my whole human structure. And I just wanted to do it, and I'm just very happy to be a part of this. And it's just amazing, you know. And this guy, he has such a fan base of good-natured friends in all aspects of the world and different genres. And I was just discussing that he should have his workout, something with the people. He could have his own Big Daddy Pro Bowl, a celebrity bowl, where he could, and it would be phenomenal with the kids, how they would benefit.
Right,
people
and not really for the competition, but just for the glory of goodness.
Yeah, for glory of goodness.
Yeah, glory of goodness.
No competition. We
Right,
ain't having
just
a
fun.
ball. Nobody's gonna get no scratch.
Right.
We having a ball, and it's all about having the whole conglomerate, just being together with friends and just chatting and learning from one another.
It's really good energy here today.
Believe it or not, for a good cause.
Yeah,
when
it
it's
is.
for a good cause and everybody's in sync with that goodness, it couldn't be nothing but good.
Yes, and with you being a boxer, with your brain, I'm sure that it's hard sometimes to be in a sport where you can get hurt sometimes.
Well, yes, this is true, but this is the life we choose. No one put a gun to our head and said, this is what you have to do. We know the reward outweighs the bad side, the rewards. Not necessarily as far as money, but improving yourself as a person, developing confidence and trust in your decision making. And that's what all this does. It instills all that in you. And you don't even have to be taught, you know what I mean, from an individual. Just being around it, you grasp that. You grasp, not necessarily because I'm going to win a championship, but you have the determination, you develop the discipline to go into life and live life just like you lived here, in a successful way of life when you played your sports. And that's what my mentor, Customado, was just such a magnificent guy. He told me this, which I never forget. He said, Mike, you know, I see you're the kind of guy that has to be hurt to learn. He just came out the blue and said that to me. He's reading the magazine, and I'm sitting next to him because I like to be in with. Yes, out of the blue, he's reading. He said, you know, Mike, I was just discussing. He must have been a thing. You're the kind of guy that has to be hurt to learn. So when you fight, son, you have to remember, be careful on the way you fight, because the way you fight will be the way you live your life.
Wow.
And I understood that as I got older. You know, I wish I fought the way I live my life now.
I get that.
You know? And the way I live my life now, I fought great, but I didn't live my life great. You know what I mean? I live my life great, I think, now. Good, really. Because great doesn't necessarily mean good, but I live my life good now. You know, I wish I was there. I wish I could fight with that spirit, but now I don't have that spirit to fight and hurt no one no more. So I don't know how that will work out. Because that's what life is all about. It sounds so, this sounds so mundane, right? But it's all about paying it forward. You know, not paying back somebody that you know. It's all about paying it forward, because you're not going to be here. You're just temporary. All this is just really temporary stuff. You know, the only thing that really matters is our everlasting life with our Savior. Whoever it may be, whoever they believe, that's the only thing that really matters. That's the only thing that's going to happen. This is all temporary stuff. But still, when I'm with my wife and my children, I feel like I'm going to laugh forever, live forever, and that's what love does. You know?
I was talking to Mr. Sheffield about being a parent, and I know that you're a dad, and obviously your family really matters to you.
Implicitly, because I was a dad on other occasions, and I failed horribly, you know, and now I have to... Now I'm still catching up. I didn't give up. I'm still trying to catch up.
Well, it's not too late.
No, I'm still trying to catch up. Sometimes I may tell my son, he may be disrespectful and say something really disgusting and curse at my son, and I might say, don't say something, don't call me no more. But then time goes by, I call him back, how you doing, son? You need anything? Want to go somewhere? Want to come visit me? Because I want to succeed in this field. More so than I ever wanted to succeed in any endeavor in my life. Boxing, acting, I wanted to succeed in being a respectable parent. You know, I know a lot of well-known people, wealthy people, and everybody in the world loves them. Any other kid in the world will do anything they say but their kid. And I have a couple of kids that are like that. Anybody else could tell my kids to do something, they do it with so much vigor. But if I tell them, no, Dad, that's not the right way to do it, you know, because I'm their father, you know, and I didn't really lead good examples. So they have the right to talk to me that way. But I don't like it. Doesn't mean I like it, but they do have the right to talk to me that way because of the absentee dad. You know?
And now you have the ability to make a difference.
I just trying to build it together.
Yeah, build a relationship, build from love. It's all about teamwork and coming together to make a difference.
You know, I see my son, I never lived the life that my son lived. My mother and father, they were street people. My son, he has a father who's an internationally known person. He has a mother who's a doctor. He has an uncle who's a former chairman for the Republican Party, who's a governor for another state. So he must really think he's a heck of a guy, and that's what I don't know nothing about that. Like sometimes I talk to my kid, we're just on two different wavelengths. I don't know. He's like another person's child, but I still don't want to give up on him. I still want to develop a relationship with him, even if he doesn't look at me as a respectable dad figure. I want to be able to say, hey, how you doing? And be able to call him up.
I think you are an awesome guy and an awesome man, and I thank you very, very much for spending time with me. Because,
hey, don't worry about that.
But thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And you've watched Mr. Mike Tyson on Live It Up.
Yeah, living it up, oh yeah. Friday night, living it up, oh yeah. Friday night.
With us now is basically the creator, the legend, Big Daddy himself. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And how did you come up with the concept to pull all this together? It's quite remarkable.
Well, you know what? I put my foot in my mouth. I said, I told the hospital, look, my doctor, Dr. Chalev, that I'd love to give back. And you know what? I'm involved in a bunch of charities, but I'm always the one helping. So then I said, you know what? I need to do my own. And as you can see by the celebrities that are here, I know a few people, and they were really helpful in helping me put this whole thing together. And you know, the red carpet, there's enough media out there for, I don't even know where all these people, all these cameras came from. But my goal is to help build a new aneurysm center over at North Shore LIJ. And, you know, I'm grateful and thankful that I'm sitting here talking to you because of them.
Now tell us a little bit about your history and your story, because I know you're going to go out there and play golf, and I only have a few minutes with you. But just for the folks at home and the audience, tell us about your aneurysm and how they saved your life.
Well, you know, I had some hearing issues that there was water in my ears, and I couldn't hear. So I went to see the doctor, and then doctor said, well, you got an issue, go get an MRI. And then all of a sudden I get the MRI, and they say, I have to go get an ARI. I'm like, really? Okay, whatever. And then they told me, look, you have this huge aneurysm in your head, and we need to do something about it. So they did, and I was fortunate enough to walk out 6 days later after the surgery, and knock on wood, I'm here.
And it was interesting because some of the your friends that are here today were talking about, they knew you then. And to see you going through what you were going through, and your courage and your strength, is that one of the things that you like to now kind of represent for those going through situations like yours?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, a lot of people say, how come I didn't say nothing? I really kept it down low.
That is what they said.
And, you know, people didn't know. And I was like, look, I didn't win the lottery, so there's nothing to share. You know what? I went through it. I knew what I had to do. And I'm a strong-minded person, so I was not going to let myself be stuck in a hospital. When they told me I could be there for 3 to 4 weeks, I left 6 days. The 7th day, I was in the gym walking so that I wouldn't get tight and have clots and all these other things. And, you know, it took me about 1.5 years really to get back to where I really felt I was normal. But, you know, the dumb jock in me, as sort of say, got me out of bed and got me, you know, there was times when I would drive somewhere and I'd have a meeting, and then I would just sit in my car and be like, oh my God, I'm really tired, you know? And I was exhausted, and it was mentally draining, but, you know, I had a business I had to run, and I have clients all over the place, and I did what I needed to do.
And what are you hoping that the hospital will create now with the money that you're raising here tonight? Because you've got a lot going on, different ways to make money besides the golf.
Well, they're building this new neurological center, and what I wanted to do was really focus in on that. You know, most charities, like if you said North Shore LIJ, the money would be taken, and then who knows, they're probably building a new dining hall. I wanted to make sure specifically to that area, because that's the area that took care of me. And I had seen kids there when I was there. I'd visited before, and I said, you know what, just a little thing, a little bit here and there, and let's make this an annual thing. And I think we started off with a bang, even though we had thunder and lightning here. Everyone stayed, and now everybody's out there getting ready to go hit them. You know, obviously I want to thank Gary Melius and the Oheka Castle, because they did outstanding work. They were so charitable in giving us the castle and making everything happen.
It's great to be here. So for more information about this wonderful foundation and the ways that you can make a difference, you can check it out at liveituptvshow.com. With us now is Shea, and she's basically the VIP of today's event. How are you, Shea?
Excellent. Yourself?
Fabulous. Having a really good time.
Nice day for it.
Tell us about your involvement with Big Daddy and the event today.
Well, my mom is doing the public relations for this event, and we're just here to support the hospital and support a little bit of my disease. And of course, I came to get a few birdies on the golf course too. So,
Shea, tell us about your disease and how you were diagnosed and what it is.
I have a genetic disease called spinal muscular atrophy, and it's very rare. Both my parents have to be carriers of it. There's 3 types of it, and the first type, most of the kids don't make it past infancy or being toddlers, and that's very heartbreaking. I'm a 2, which means I'm pretty strong, but I can't walk, which is fortunate. But I was diagnosed young, and I had my first wheelchair at like 2, which is kind of dangerous, having a 2-year-old with a wheelchair. It was like bumper cars in the house, kind of, you know what I mean?
I feel like it's important in a family when somebody's dealing with a health issue that you can kind of all come together. Is that part of your success?
Oh, absolutely. My family is so strong. My parents have raised me to no self-pity, you know, to get out there and just take it, and I'm extremely grateful for them. They're definitely a part of my success. And do you get a chance to help inspire other children that have the same diagnosis as you? Like, what's your outreach like? I hope so. I mean, they can do a lot better than me when it comes to spokespeople. But you know, I spend so much time rebelling against my disability that I oftentimes don't want to immerse in it. You know, I'm hesitant to go into situations where I'm surrounded by people with SMA and stuff, but I think that it's important to give back and to be that beacon of strength. And you know, I do have some friends with SMA. I have one of my best friends in California. She has SMA too, and we just, you know, we both have the same attitude to just kind of get out there and rebel it, you know, be defiant. And tell us a little bit about the books that you wrote about your adventures with Mercer. Yeah, I wrote 3 children's books, picture books, that me and my mom did together. We promoted it and self-published them, and they were to raise money for my disease partly, and for CCI. And so we went to schools, we spoke, you know, to children, and we did a lot of book signings and raised a lot of money for that, which I'm very proud of. And now I've also written 5 novels, because writing is my passion. I'm trying to get published, but it's a bit tough out there. When
Really?
It comes to, yes.
Even though you've published other books,
well, those
or
were
different types?
Yeah, those
Okay.
were self-published. Now, if you want to get published, you know, with a house, it's much more difficult because you have a lot of competition out there. And what are your novels about? What inspires you to write them? Oh, so many things. They're young adult novels, so that's going to be like science fiction, fantasy, steampunk, that kind of thing. And you know, I'm a huge champion of well, I mean, champion, that sounds so arrogant. I'm a huge supporter or believer in humanity and love and faith and that kind of thing. So that certainly inspires me the most, and you know, the characters, and that just keeps me going. They kind of give me a chance to stand and to walk when I don't have a chance to in real life, you know. It's a beautiful thing, and a lot of times too, I think you'll take all people, whether they're, you know, ambulatory or not, on a journey. Yes, reading is. Some of my characters. I have a character with a metal leg from the knee down. I have, you know, a character who's deaf. You know, I just have all sorts of things. Because we're all, you know, we all have our challenges, but they've all, you know, they all defy against it. They all rebel, which is what I really believe in. Oh, that's perfect. I'm so glad to have you on the show, because Live It Up is all about that. That's right. And when we met, I first said to you, I said, well, this is what my show's about, and I'm like, you're pretty much the epitome of living. No. Like I said, you can do better than me, but thank you. You're Don't want to see me blush. Really? If somebody wanted to support you or learn more about you or anything, do you have a website for your books? Or I do. It's marvelousmercer.com. Happy journeys. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless. God bless you too. And you've been watching Live It Up.
Thanks for watching Live It Up with Donna Drake, and be well and happy journeys.
We just finished up our first annual Big Daddy Celebrity Golf Classic here live at the Oheka Castle in Huntington, New York. I want to thank everyone that came out. I want to thank all our sponsors. And I want to say I'm so excited and looking forward to next year. Big Daddy signing off from the Oheka Castle.
Visit us on the web at liveituptvshow.com for more tips on attaining the life of your dreams. This program has been brought to you by Drake Media Network, Incorporated.